Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Have I got a big video for you right now? We are going with Valentine's Day resin. We are going with what I like to call the chuck it all in method, because if you've been with me a while, you'll know these are my favorite things to do with resin. We've got our Trinket trays, but of course you can do this with any mold you wish. We have got some wooden hearts here, again purchased from Amazon. We've got teeny tiny ones up to pretty small ones, but all different sizes. We've got some die cut wooden hearts. These I bought from Amazon, but they are the Baker Ross brand. And we've also got some keys. Now, you would have seen this in a previous haul. I actually bought these for a steampunk project, but they work for Valentine's because, you know, you are the key to my heart. I'm going to be using these as well, but yes, I'll link that video here if you missed it. We are using a squeezy bottle because this is a chuck it all in video. We are using Jesmonite, resin, wooden shapes, keys, temporary tattoos. We are also not even leaving it there. We are using gold foil because gold foil kind of belongs with Valentine's Day. Okay, we're using it all. And this is, have to say, my I was going to say my favourite video of the year so far, but that's not hard, is it? Because we're not even out of January yet. Okay, the first thing we are going to do, I'm going to take you through step by step on this as well. So don't forget to hit that like and also hit the subscribe button if you have not already subscribed. You will like it here, I promise. So I do give my molds a clean with sellotape. Sellotape is the way forward if you want to get out any debris that's left over, or if your molds are already clean, they actually do attract a lot of static, so just double check. Next up, the first step is temporary tattoos. Now, if you're new to my channel, I do love a temporary tattoo in Jesmonite and in resin, but here's the thing. You apply them exactly as you would as if you were applying them to your skin. They are temporary tattoos for your skin that I got from Amazon, and I am in love with these ones. I got a whole bunch of miniature kind of florals and I just thought they would work perfectly. So take away the protective film, cut them down to size and place them directly in your mold. You can place them directly in your mold as I am doing here, or you can fully wait until your project is done and dusted and then stick them to your finished piece. The one thing you do have to know about temporary tattoos though is that no matter what way around that you do it, they're going to need a top coat. They are going to need a top coat because they remain sticky. Now, next step, exactly as you would if you were applying it to your arm, you've got to apply water to the back of the tattoo, soak it thoroughly to make sure that that tattoo is utterly firmly fixed into your mold, and then you just have to kind of gauge it. I want to say it's around about 30 seconds when they become removable, so then you just slide off your backing paper. And I have used these tattoos before. If you saw my Chinese New Year videos, I used some red dragon tattoos. Now, I don't know what was wrong with those tattoos, but I've never had an issue with tattoos before, but they gave me hassle. These tattoos are beautiful. They've worked perfectly. They're coming away perfectly. And they don't have that crazy amount of plastic border around them that those dragon tattoos did. So super happy at this point. Do you know what? Even on their own, right now, they're beautiful. You just pour pink resin on the back of these or white resin on the back of these and you've got yourself two beautiful Trinket trays. However, we're not stopping there. We're going to chuck everything we have got at these trays. First up being Jesmonite. Now, I've got these colours here from the Homeware Design Company. You would have seen these in previous Jesmonite videos. I swear by these. Check this out. This is one single drop of vivid pink. One single drop, and you just have to wait and see how incredibly pigmented these are. This is why I didn't use the vivid pink in my previous video, because I wanted a super baby pink. And this is just so bright. And as soon as I mixed it up, I knew exactly what colour then I had to go with it, because yeah, pink goes with so many colours. Now you will see here that I added my dye into the liquid first. Now, honestly, you can do it both ways. They do recommend adding it to the liquid first, so that when the powder goes into the liquid, the ink, the dye, the colour is fully immersed in the powder. Look at this bright pink, it is gorgeous. And then, yeah, so here's the thing. Jesmonite and tattoos do not work together. I have sped this up for you guys because it was a process, and I know that this video is already long. It's like a 25-minute long video. But again, I'm taking you step by step. Do not let your Jesmonite touch your tattoos. This is the utmost important number one tip. If you are thinking of doing Jesmonite and tattoos, it doesn't work this way around. You have to apply your tattoos to cured Jesmonite. If I put any of this Jesmonite on top of those tattoos, it will not seal, it will not pull it away from the mold, and the tattoo will remain in the mold, which is why I am avoiding them at all costs. And yeah, like I said, I just sped this up for you guys because it would have been about 8 minutes long, just this section here. And yeah, I just carried on until I was happy. The beautiful thing about this kind of project is that there's no rules. There are no rules. Next colour, we are going with the Avo. I wanted green. I thought, you know, pink and green, they're colours of nature. They're colours of Valentine's Day. They are pink roses. I mean, you can't get any more kind of organic and natural two colours together because they are the colours of nature. And I knew as soon as I used this Avo colour, it was perfect. Now you'll see here, I added the colour directly into the already pre-mixed Jesmonite. It works both ways. You just have to be really thorough when you do it this way around. So 2 drops of the Avo gave me this beautiful green, and it matches the tattoo on the right like a dream. So I knew it would work. I'm not using a squeezy bottle for this one. This is what I mentioned in my last video. You don't need a squeezy bottle if you're just doing blobs and dots, like splodges, blobs and dots. Don't need a squeezy bottle. I'm just going to use my lollipop stick, and here you see I just got a little bit of a splash, so I'm going to wipe it up with a cotton bud. Anything that you don't want there, just wipe it quickly because Jesmonite sets super fast, and that is all. I'm actually gonna speed up the next bit for you as well because again, this was a solid 5-minute process. Let's go. So when I say a project like this has no rules, it's really down to you as the creator, as the artist. You are, what do they call it? You are the main character in your own creations. It's down to you what you decide to do, where you want to place your items, and that is what I love most about the chuck it all in method. You could grab a whole array of things and just literally shove it all in, because I am telling you the results are always gorgeous. I can't explain it, but this is definitely a trust the process kind of project. Even at this point I was thinking, I'm not so sure this is going to come together, but you have to trust the process because I'm telling you, they're just beautiful. Then it was time to add some gold foil. Now, I'm going to be adding gold foil into my resin, and as you see here, I'm adding it directly to the mold as well. This gives 2 completely different gold foil effects. And again, put it where you want it. There's no rules. There's absolutely no rules. And I know that this project is going to be a love it or hate it for so many people. You'll either love it and think, oh, okay, yes, I get it. I'd love to try this. Or this is not your cup of tea at all. But if there's one single thing in this video that you can take away and think, actually, I kind of like that. I'm going to try that. Maybe not the rest, but I'll try that. Then I've done my job and I'm happy. I'll be a happy girl. So next step is resin. We're going to add in some of those keys. We're going to add in some of the small wooden hearts, as well as some of the wooden die cut hearts that I got from Amazon through Baker Ross. But first up, we're going to fill in some of the rim, because gold foil in resin is also so pretty, and it works really well as just a filler for the rim. Some of the rims are already full. We've got some pink and green Jesmonite down inside the rim, but add that to the gold and the resin. I am telling you, it's just so pretty. I love it. I absolutely love it. I feel honestly, like, I could do this kind of thing all day, every day. Now, one video I would recommend, I actually did some romantic gothic resin last year. Was it last year, guys? Yeah, I think it was. I did some romantic gothic chuck it all in resin last year. I will link the video here if I remember, or I will link it below because it was one of my favorites to date at that point. Next step for me is to pour some resin directly on the surface. Now, I don't really know why I'm going real slow at this point because I'll be honest, I ended up covering both surfaces completely with clear resin. Not too much because the next step is going to also elevate it to another level. But at this point, I didn't even know how I was going to finish these off. All I knew is I'm going to get everything in here. Everything I've got, I am going to throw it in. So again, I've sped this up because this was a process. We've got some of the keys going in because, you know, you're the key to my heart. Like I said at the beginning, they can be really Valentinesy. And actually one of these keys does say love, which I thought was so cute. Then we're going in with some wooden hearts, wooden die cuts, and anything else that you have. You could throw it in here quite happily. I think it would just all work and all merge together. The one thing I was mostly worried about was the wooden shapes. Now, we all know that wood does give off air bubbles because the resin soaks into it, pushing out any air. I was worried about that, but I also knew that these were going to be backed in a completely different colour. So if there were any air bubbles that had risen to the surface once this is cured, I wasn't going to lose sleep over it. Do you know what I mean? I actually took some of the wooden shapes and some of the keys and I shoved them down inside around the rim because there were areas of clear resin there with the gold foil. So really, just do whatever you want to do. One quick spray of the alcohol and I was happy. I was so happy to leave them overnight, and this is a close-up. I already love them. I'm not gonna lie. It was a nerve-wracking kind of process halfway through because I thought, I'm not sure I like the direction, but once you've done it and you trust the process that it's all gonna work out and it's all gonna be so pretty, it's all good. So my patrons chose what happens next. This is where I didn't know what to do. Do I throw more in? Because yes, I do that kind of thing. Do I finish them off with a temporary tattoo, cover the entire back with a temporary tattoo, add pink and green resin to the back, or do I go with polyurethane technique? Honestly, my brain was actually hurting me. So I sent a video over to my patrons. It was unanimous. They all decided I should go with the polyurethane technique. They all said, stop. They all said, no more, Claire, no more. They wanted white shimmer mica powder on the back of a polyurethane technique. And I agreed. I said, whatever you guys decide, I'm going to go for it. And that was the majority vote. So huge thank you to my patrons, because I'm telling you right now, I would not have done that if I was left to my own devices. Trust me, there would have been another layer of resin. There would have been more temporary tattoos. There would have been more keys, more wooden shapes. I would have thrown so much more into these trays before backing them in a solid block colour to make everything stand out. However, I trust my patrons with my whole heart and I put it to the vote. And yeah, thank you all so much. You all agreed on this one. You all came back and said, don't put any more in, walk away. My patrons literally told me, walk away from the resin, Claire. So here we are. This is the polyurethane technique. All you need to do is lay it down real softly. Try to ensure that minimal air bubbles get trapped underneath. And then you want to pinch it. You don't want to pinch it. You just want to poke it and prod it and move it around so that you've got some yummy texture going on in there. If you pinch the polyurethane too close together, too tight, you will end up trapping the polyurethane inside the resin when the resin cures, and that just makes it more tricky to get out. Again, it wouldn't ruin the piece at all, but it's just that you really need to be able to pull this polyurethane off when it is fully cured. This is honestly one of my favorite techniques, but this did take like a 24-hour project into a 3 to 4 day project. I felt like this took a whole week to make, but that's just me exaggerating. Here is a close-up of what you're kind of looking for if you want a really textured satin sheet kind of look with your polyurethane. But the other thing, tip number 2, buy a quality polyurethane. Now, the first polyurethane I ever used was from B&Q, like a hardware store, like Home Depot. It was pure quality and it came off like a dream. It was reusable time and time again until it wasn't. This pound shop polyurethane, it's just one step more hell than actual cling film or saran wrap. Saran wrap and cling film are not it, guys. It is a pain to remove. However, this is not this is not that much better. It's better, but it's only slightly better. I would say, you know, spend more than £1 and get a decent polyurethane drop cloth. This is just a painter's drop cloth. Get a decent one from your hardware store because honestly, it's just reusable and it makes life so much easier. Also, I need to let you know, if you're still watching, we're nearly 16 minutes in and I have spoken all the way through this video. Do you kind of still like that? Do you still like that I'm talking all the way through, explaining my process? Or would you prefer that I just shut up and put music on? Just let me know in the comment section down below. Now you can see here I've dusted one with the white shimmer. And I'll be honest with you guys, I still didn't know how this was going to turn out. I was just doing what my patrons suggested because I told them I would go with the majority vote. I still really didn't feel it in my heart because I wanted to shove so much more in. I was like, if you guys weren't here, if I never asked you, I would have literally put another 3 layers. But here's the thing. Everything happens for a reason. You have to trust your gut, trust the process, and trust that other people have also got your best interests at heart. Because when I tell you, I am so, guys, I'm going to say it, I'm obsessed with the way these like it is ridiculously obsessive the way I feel about these. It makes me want to do more. So not only did I dust them with the white shimmer, we've got major overspill. Polyurethane technique is a major pain when it comes to clean up, jaggedy edges, sharp edges, but I also used the same white shimmer mica in my resin. Now this is a whole 24 hours later. I don't even know if you're ready. Are you ready? Have you got your tea? Because oh my goodness me, I'm in love. Like, look at this. I'm in love. I never what did I expect? I don't know what I expected because this wasn't part of my plan. This was my direction from my patrons and I love it. It doesn't get any more satin sheets than this. You can use all the chameleon powders as I've done in past videos. You can use all the chameleons. You can use all the colours under the sun. But this is pure romance, pure satin sheet effect. And I honestly, I was sitting there like, oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. Yeah, I'm so happy. And honestly, you know, when you get air bubbles trapped inside polyurethane, sometimes they can be an eyesore. But look at this bubble. Look at this bubble. It looks like a pearl, an actual pearl sitting on a bed of satin. I mean, there's so many bubbles that were created when I lay down the polyurethane, and I'm not angry about it now because with this color behind it, I cannot. This is the second one and I am equally in love. I have to say I prefer the first just because of the Jesmonite patterns, but I love both equally. I am equally obsessed with how these came out. And I was saying to my patrons, what is it? Is it whimsical? How would you describe it, guys? Let me know in the comments. I mean, if you want to describe it as rubbish, don't say that in the comments because YouTube won't allow that to come through. But is it whimsical? Is it fairy tale? Is it kind of modern romantic? How would you describe the results here? because I am just in love. Like I say, I could do this always. I feel like I definitely found my niche last year, the year before, where I started the chuck it all in methods. I'm not saying I created it, guys, not at all. I'm not saying I created it. There's mixed media out there. Mixed media has existed for decades. But oh my gosh, I just love them so, so much. I can't stop looking at them. They offer something new to look at every single time you look. You see something different. Of course, that would wear off eventually because, you know. But yeah, I'm just over the actual moon at how these came out. I can't even. So you can see the one on the left has got the 2 lines of Jesmonite. I kind of like that feature. I kind of like the feature more than the other one, but like I say, love them equally. Here is the cleanup. Now guys, the cleanup on these was real. I'm not going to lie, it took me 1 hour. 1 hour. I had tons of overspill, tons of overpour. I had lots and lots of sharp edges where the polyurethane had come out and over the mold. The resin kind of followed it. So the resin followed it out and over into lots of spiky areas. So I spent ages carving the sides back down, sanding the sides back down, sanding the back, and then I put on some cork base, and I could honestly not be happier to see the end of that because we all know I'm not a lover of the sanding process. Now, one of you lovelies did tell me in my last video that you can sand cork bases, so I didn't know that. I just assumed it would crumble into a billion pieces. Now, because I use my scissors to cut the cork backing, we've got some kind of sharp angled edges. It's not ideal, but it is what it is. It's homemade. So I figured I'd give it a go, and you weren't wrong. So thank you so much for that tip. I am so sorry right now, I can't remember your name, but it was such a great tip. It worked. You can kind of see the cork dust appearing down on the table. And yeah, we have ourselves a very, very neat tray with a much neater cork backing. Now, yes, I am adding the cork back in. I am still aware that these need to be top coated. So once I've added the cork back, it is time to do that. Now, with the top coating, you want to add enough so that it actually reaches all edges. You don't want any pooling. You don't want it to pull away from the edge because you haven't added enough. You don't want any fish eyes. You don't want that. You want enough so that it covers the entire base, but you don't want too much that it stops being a tray. It still needs to function as a tray. So just kind of play it by eye. Just eyeball it. Yeah, that's the one. Eyeball it and see what's best for you. You really should have around about a 3mm gap at the tops after you've filled your resin in. You can kind of see here, I'd say that's about 2 or 3mm. Just make sure you don't fill them up because then they become slabs. I mean, you know, Valentine's Day slabs, they could work. This is a whole other 24 hours later. I love them. The top coat has now sealed those tattoos in because, like I said, they were still sticky. Even though they came away from the mould beautifully, we did get an air pocket, which I'm a bit bummed about. You can fix it, drill it out, re-resin, but I'm not going to do all that because who has time? Not me. We have one single airdrop, which I do believe has come out of the Jesmonite because, yeah, that Jesmonite, of course, is porous. So what you could do in future is just brush on a simple, thin layer of resin over the Jesmonite to seal them first before putting in your top coat. So that is a lesson learned to myself. But here they are, all done in all their glory. Pearls, keys, wooden hearts, foil, Jesmonite, resin, wooden die cuts, tattoos, all of it. Chucked it all in. And thank you to my patrons because I would have chucked a whole other level of stuff into these trays. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you're still here. We're nearly 24 minutes in. This is a long, epic video. And if you are still here at this moment, please let me tell you, there is usually a 2 to 3 minute outro on my videos. I sadly got a very narky comment from someone saying your outro was 3 minutes long. No one needs to watch that. She didn't write that. She just wrote, stop the video at this point, 3 minutes of nothing at the end. And I was like, people people don't understand. You know, most of my videos go out on a live chat, which means right now we're all chatting in a live chat group as this video plays. That is why I create hugely long outros, because when the video ends, I don't want it to just cut off. I want time to thank everyone for coming into the live chat. I want to take my time honestly thanking you guys, saying goodbye to you all, sending my wishes to everybody. It takes time, and I don't want my videos to just end abruptly, like, yeah, bye, see ya, gone, off, you know, videos ended. Usually the live chat nowadays, I've got over 100 people in my live chats. Like this day I never dreamed would ever happen, but there's over 100 people in my live chats. So yes, I do usually have long outros, and another one is coming up right now. I hope you've loved this. Please let me know your thoughts in the description box. No, in the why do I say that? In the comment section down below. Massive thank you to all of you for your support, for everyone watching. I appreciate you massively, and thank you to my patrons for sending this video in a completely different direction than it would have been if I was left to my own devices. I need you all here with me. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you all. See you in the next video. Bye.
Wish I could say I was finally over you, but that's not the truth. Everyone always keep falling in love again. What's wrong with them? I don't understand. Maybe it will pass by. Someone save me before I pass out. I'm too lonely to be done. I'ma drink at this pace. Yeah. Why am I the only one who's left in the rain with nobody to hold on to? Ooh. Why am I the only one who's feeling this pain when there should be two of us? And yeah, I know we both wanted different things, but letting go just comes easy to you, don't it? Why am I the only one who's left in the rain? If I had an option to be someone else, I would, and let go of you. I know that I'm obvious, forget I'm made this way, but why didn't I stay when I had the chance? Maybe it will pass by. Someone save me before I pass out. I'm too lonely to be done. I'ma drink at this pace. Yeah. Why am I the only one who's left in the rain with nobody to hold on to? Ooh. Why am I the only one who's feeling this pain when there should be two of us? And yeah, I know we both wanted different things, but letting go just comes easy to you, don't it? Why am I the only one who's left in the rain? The only one that's left in the rain. The only one that's left in the rain. Am I the only one? 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 Wish I could say I was finally over you, but that's not the truth.